How you doing, everybody? My name is Eric James, and I'll be your guide as we take a look at the real floating card. The reason we call it the real floating card is it looks and feels and almost is just real magic. This is by far the best close-up levitation you could possibly do. You just take any signed card that they chose randomly out of a deck, it could be even a borrowed deck, and you simply lay it on your hand is clean, and you float it up several inches in the air. They can walk all the way around you. There's nothing to see. There's nothing to hide. You only have to set up once a day, and you're ready. Okay? Now I'm sure you're anxious to know how this works, so here's the secret. Here in my hands, I hold the secret to the real floating card. This loop is representing a loop of invisible thread. Okay? Now, here's the basics behind it. This loop of invisible thread is looped behind your ring finger and your middle finger. It comes back to make a triangle at your elbow. This allows you to actually float a card in the middle. Now here's what that looks like. Okay, now to get started, you're going to need a piece of tape, your loop of invisible thread that should be measured so that you can loop it around your ring finger, your middle finger, and your elbow. Okay? And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Once you have all these supplies ready, you're going to go ahead and tie off or simply take the piece of tape and tape the two ends of invisible thread together, okay, so that you have your loop. This will also allow you to shorten or lengthen your loop, okay, just by taking one side off and moving it in. This will allow you to fine-tune your floating level, okay. Next, you simply take this and you're going to tape it behind your elbow, okay. Next, you're going to loop it so that it comes around to your ring finger and middle finger, as such. Okay, so it's attached below my elbow, all the way up to my ring finger and middle finger. Okay, that's the basic setup. So from this point, you can see how easy it is just to be able to float a card. Okay, now once you've got the string set up for the day, all you're going to do to get ready, you're going to hand the deck out to have a card selected. Okay, so let's pretend this is being handed out. Secretly, your preparation, you're going to reach down to your side and loop the string around your ring finger and middle finger. Okay, you're going to be ready to go. They're going to select a card and set it to the side. When they hand the deck back to you, this is very important. You have to pick it up in a very special way so that the deck ends up beneath the strings. This is how that works. Okay? You're going to hold your hand out at the side, like so. You're going to pick up the deck from above, like so. This will allow you, when you turn your hand over, the strings can come back over the deck. You simply square up the deck, and you're ready to go. You ask them for their selected card. Loosen your grip so that the strings lie flat. Set the card on top. And when you want the card to rise, simply start moving away from your body and tilting your wrist down. The card will begin to float. To prove that it's really floating, you're going to want to take the next card down. Simply pull it out, being careful not to bump the card. Simply wave it above, below. Feel free to move your arm around so that they have no idea what you're doing. Just wave it above, below, and now to lower the card, simply move your hand towards your body and raise your wrist until it's where you'd like. Okay, now this is the coolest part of the trick, the cleanup. Okay, this, when done smooth, can't be caught by anybody. If you're a little bit dirty here, you see that the string needs to be separated from the card so you can hand out the deck. This is how it works. You grab with your opposite hand that the loop is on. You pull your hand out of the string while spreading through the cards. As you can see, as soon as you spread that first card, the string will drop to your side and you'll be completely clean. The cards are clean, your hands are clean, and you're still set up for the next time you want to have it ready. Okay, now for the one card move I show in the demo. Okay, what's happening here is I have the loop coming from my elbow up and attached with a little itty bitty piece of Scotch tape attached to my middle finger. Okay, this will hold the loop on your fingers just perfectly. No one can see this. Remember, this is representing a piece of invisible thread. Okay, so you show your hands empty, you give the card a flick, make sure everyone knows it's fine. You're going to want to pull the strings tight as you turn your hand over to make sure that there's no twists or ties in the invisible string. Once you come to set the card down, you're going to want to loosen your grip so that these fall onto your wrist. Okay, this is so it's not instantly floating. You lay the card down on the strings, and as soon as you want it to start to float, you just move your hand away from your body and lower your wrist. Okay, now this will cause the card to float. It's just exactly the reverse to come down. You're just going to want to move towards your body and lower the card. Now to clean up, you can either choose to break the invisible thread in the tape by just pulling away, or you can just simply hand it out and show your hands empty but keep it taped on your middle finger. This is how I do it most often. I have never ever been caught. There's nothing to see. It's invisible. Okay, now last but not least, I have a couple of tips for you guys. The one thing that's the hardest to learn with this effect is to keep the card from wiggling when it's in the air. Okay, this is because when you're holding the invisible thread so tight, it causes enough tension that if you move your arm, the card can shake. All I can tell you is practice, practice, practice. Just try to keep your hand as still as you can, and the tighter you pull the strings, the less wiggling there will be. This will go away. It never happens to me anymore, but I remember when I was learning this, that was my biggest problem. The card would wiggle around like crazy. Okay. Another tip is to make sure to try out different lengths of invisible thread. Okay, this will allow you to get smoother with your rises. Okay, it allows you to choose the height you want the card to be at. Just really play around, be creative. The most important part is to have fun with this. It's a great trick. It's fun to do. People just go crazy when they see that card float and you wave the card underneath, above. This is one of those tricks that people cannot fathom as possible. Okay, it's just great. I hope you had a lot of fun with it. My name's Eric James. The creator of the effect is Alex Markov. Feel free to write either one of us an email, and be sure to stop by the Post Buyers Forum and ask any questions you might have. This is truly a great effect. It's the best close-up levitation I have ever come across, and I really hope you have fun with it. Thanks.